Welcome back, all my 40k fanatics out there. This is a video for my cronies. With everyone looking into Arc of Omens and seeing what maybe units we can bring off the shelf to get back on the field, I'm looking at an entire army to come off the shelf, one that has not seen a lot of play, if any. Some of it might be because we heard Army of Renown were going away. Others might have just been, well, maybe it's terrible. And we're going to find out today. I am running the Annihilation Legion for Necrons in Arc of Omens Detachment and see what this is all about and what this can do.
I didn't know you had some of these models.
Well, some of them I didn't have.
Right.
There was and then apologies ahead of time. Today I was able to go and get 7 of the models I needed for this army, get them built and primed. So they're not fully painted, breaking my cardinal rule, but this is 40k practice. This is competitive practice. And before I want to sit down and blow out my back, hunched over a desk for hours getting some of these models ready, I want to see, are they even worth it? So this is going to be a test for this list to see, and I wanted to get it out there. We could have played this game off camera. I could have not recorded it, not edited it, not put it out there, and that would have done no good for anybody. I bet there's a couple people out there who might have looked at this and said, I wonder if this could work. And well, I have enough destroyers to give it a try. Right. Literally, this is literally every single destroyer that I own.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I know that when I was building my Votann list, I came over here a few times and played with a whole bunch of proxies, a whole lot of Space Marines that were subbing in as Votann.
Right. And that's a good thing to do is, like, try to keep, and for proxy purposes, try to keep your models to the base size and usual size around it. But this game can get expensive. Don't be afraid to say to one of your buddies, hey, I want to try out this unit. I have a unit of guys that's the same size, same base, same this, same that. Can I use them at that? And, typically when Lane says that, I say, no, you cheap guy, go buy the real models.
Buy them all and build them today like I did.
Build them, paint them. You have 3 hours. What else are you doing? But enough said about that. And all jokes aside, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do. Turn on the bell for notification, get notified on more videos and faction-focused videos such as this one. Like, share, and comment down below. I'm really hoping to see some good comments about this video and try to see if the Annihilation Legion has any legs, which, I mean, some guys have 3 legs, some guys have none, so we'll have to see how that spans out. But I've talked a lot about my list. Lane, what are you bringing back to this table today with your Votann?
Now, let's talk about some Votann. All right, so today I'm bringing Leagues of Votann. This is going to be Ymir army. Ymir conglomerate. That means that a couple things. First off, everything has a 5-up invuln unless it has a 2-up armor save. In that case, it would get a 4-up invuln. So 5-up invulns on everything, 4-up invulns on the stuff that has 2-up armor. So that's the Einhir Hearthguard, the Terminators, and the Hecatons. In addition to that, anytime I shoot at something that is within half range, if it has a judgment token on it, I get an extra pip of AP. And in addition to that, all of my guns have an extra 4 inches of range. So anytime I'm talking about the ranges of any of my guns, I'm including that extra 4 inches there. As for the list itself, I've got a call that has been upgraded to a high call. And that means that she can give 1 core unit within 6 inches full rerolls during the command phase for the entire battle round. And any core units within 6 inches of her will reroll all 1s to hit. And in the command phase, she gives out 2 judgment tokens. They just have to be to 2 different units. Next, I have a Forge Master, which is an upgraded Iron Master. And he has his little robot companions with him. And he can give out 1 core or 1 vehicle, give them +1 to hit in the command phase. And that's just for the shooting phase. But he gives out +1 to hit. In addition to that, he repairs vehicles because he's upgraded. He repairs for flat 4 as long as he has at least 1 of his robot companions with him. In addition to that, he reduces the cost of a war gear strat by 1 CP once per battle round. And once per battle round, I get to choose to 0 out a failed armor save for a vehicle that is within 6 inches of the character unit. Now, this is an Arcs of Omen detachment, so my compulsory slot is the fast attack slot. I've got 3 squads of the Pioneer, the Hearthkin Pioneer jet bikes. I've got 2 6-mans and 1 3-man. It's the only thing that's not WYSIWYG in this army is the 3-man jet bikes. There's a heavy weapon in there, but I don't have the points to actually take it. But the other 2 6-man squads have 2 of the heavy weapons, the rotary cannons in each one. Each of these squads puts out 48 shots, the 6-man squads do. And each they get 12-inch pregame move, 12-inch regular move, and they are OBSEC. In addition to that, for our elites, we've got 2 5-man squads of Berserks. These guys love to fight. They reroll their charges for free. They fight on death for free. And with their sweep attacks, each guy gets 6 attacks, strength 5, AP 3, 1 damage. So I get to roll 30 dice when 5 of them swing. Another elite slot, we have the Einhir Hearthguard. These are the little baby Terminators. This squad actually has a relic teleport crest on it, so they actually have a 12-inch deep strike, 12-inch deep strike deny bubble, and once per game they can teleport for free. So I can pick them up and drop them down in the same movement phase, anywhere more than 9 inches from an opponent or an enemy model. As for guns, each one has 2 guns. They have a Vulcanite pistol, 3 shots, strength 5, AP 0, 1 damage, but 6s to hit, not 6s to wound. 6s to hit generate a mortal. And the attack sequence ends, so it's not in addition to the regular wound, but generate mortal wounds, and each one has a grenade launcher that's D6 shots, strength 4, AP 1, 1 damage blast, and each one has a plasma blade, so each one gets 3 attacks, strength 6, AP 3, 1 damage. And then we've got the two big boys, the Hecaton land fortresses. These things are T8, 16 wounds, 2 up armor, 4 up invuln, and the guns, each one has 4 of the bolt cannons. This is going to put out 12, strength 6, AP 2, 2 damage shots. Each one has an auto cannon for 6 more, strength 7, AP 2, 2 damage shots. One has the scary Magna Rail that's strength 14, AP 4. These are 6 plus 2d3 damage. Make sure I get it right there. And it ignores invulns. 1 shot there. And then the SB conversion beamer is on the other one. That's 2 shots, but more than 15 inches away. Each hit counts as 2 hits. Strength 8, AP 3, flat 4 damage. That is the Leagues of Votann.
All right, so over to my Necrons that I'm bringing today. First of all, this is the Annihilation Legion, which means I do not get a dynastic code, which is all the like chapter tactics and stuff like that that other armies would see. What this means for me, though, is in exchange, I get a little special dynastic code that says whenever a model shoots at or attacks a unit that has received a casualty from it, I get +1 to hit. As well, if I make an attack on a unit that is under half strength, I get +1 a wound, +1 to wound in addition to that. So this army compels me to resolve each individual model 1 at a time. On to the actual army itself. So I am doing, my compulsory is going to be heavies out of this, so I can run lots and lots of Locust Destroyers. And for that, I'm going to be taking 2 5-man Locust Destroyers. They are 4 Locust Destroyers with 1 heavy. The heavy is going to have the Gauze Destructor, so the big strength 10, -4, 3d3 damage shots. Then I'm going to be taking a 3-man of Locust Destroyers, which is 2 Locust Destroyers and 1 heavy, again with the Gauze Destructor. I will then have a squad of heavy destroyers that's going to be 2-man strong, both with Gauze Destructors. A single heavy destroyer with a Gauze Destructor, and then a 3-man heavy destroyer with the enigmatic destructor. I'm sorry, I'm butchering the name. It's 3d3 shots at strength 7, -1, 1 damage blast. So I'm going to give those guys a try today. That was one of the pickups to finish off the unit. Over into my elites, I have 1 squad of flayed ones that's 10-man strong, because at 10-man in this detachment, they get the objective secured ability. I will also be taking 2 6-man units of Scorpec destroyers, who need no introduction, but they've been a beauty for this edition. I always love them, so anytime I can get them back on a table, I'm happy. Moving over into fast attacks, I will have 2 3-mans of Ophidians. Fast banners, objectives, get on and off the field. A lot of little tech with these guys for 90 points. And on to my HQs. First, my free HQs. I have 2 Hexmark destroyers. I'm not sure how long these guys will stay in the list permanently, because right now they're potentially giving me up assassination points that I don't like. But I want to get the Octoglocks out here. If I'm playing destroyers, bring all the destroyers. And then my HQs that actually take up a force organization spot. I have a Locust Destroyer, who is my Warlord. He has a Staff of Light the Veil of Darkness, and a Resurrection Orb. I have a Locust Destroyer who is going to be sporting the new Warlord trait out of the Annihilation Legion, which gives 6s to hit, generate 2 additional hits. He will also have the Void Scythe Relic, which is it's a Void Scythe that ignores Feel No Pains and phase capping. And I will also be bringing my special Scorpek Lord, Thanios. He will have no relics, no extra gear on him today, but I think that Warlord trait might end up over on him eventually. I just want to try it on the Locust Lord first. So I think that is basically, yep, that's everybody. If I did forget anybody, I'll flash into the bottom. And again, this is a new list. My secondaries I'm going to be taking today are going to be Purge the Vermin, Treasure of Aeons, and Raise the Banners.
All right, today we're going to be playing Mission 12 out of the Arcs of Omen book, Tear Down Their Icons, or as everybody calls it, the one with the bombs that we never set off. We'll see if we set off any bombs today. But this one is a hold 1, hold 2, hold more. We've got diagonal deployments, and the secondary, or the second primary, the bonus primary, is if you do an action and set a bomb in your opponent's territory. If it's still there at the end of the game, you get 4 points for each one of those.
Awesome. So apologize if some of this is a little rougher than some of the other battle reports I put out, as well, like the painting and moving through it. But this is a Legion and an Army of Renown that I've never tried, and this is going to be the first game with it. So I really wanted to get it out on the table, as well as put this in a video. I think this is something that many other Necron players who might have a collection of destroyers might be curious on if this could work, how to put them, because destroyers can get costly. Some of this stuff can get really expensive as you get it on the table.
Mm-hmm.
But an important thing to realize is with this, me and Lane have played a lot of games together, and he knows that there might be a chance that he get got. But the problem is, if he gets got, I don't know how he got by the things that he's getting got by, because I don't know where he's going to get got by the guys that can get him and how he's going to get got. So
that's why we do the getting, so we know how we get got.
Exactly, because you don't want to get got when you really need to not get got by the things that get you got.
Perfectly clear.
Exactly. Only one thing left to do. Terrain's pretty even, so we just need to know who's deploying where first. Odd or even, my friend?
Odd.
That's even. You can deploy first. We'll be back after deployment. We are deployed, and once again, I apologize for some of the models not being fully painted. I have a commitment to all you guys. I will have these painted. But again, I wanted to get this list out here, get it on video, and have us be able to start talking about what we're seeing here. So everyone's on the bottom floor of this rune. I'm all bunkered up, trying to be defensive. I'd like to not get shot by Votann, but it's going to be impossible. I'm going to get shot at. So we'll try and reduce how much we can. And then over here, I got the Scorpex and a couple more destroyers to kind of just hanging out. Just, they're good guys. They're good guys. Lane, what you got going on over here?
So I do have a 5-man squad of Berserks in each of the Hecatons, and then I put one of my 6-man Pioneer jet bike squads into strategic reserves, because we can do that for free now. And then everybody else just ready to move a little bit. Again, the Pioneer jet bikes do have a 12-inch pregame move, so we'll do that here in a minute.
Speaking of reserves, I have 1 squad of Flayed Ones, 2 Hexmark destroyers, and 1 squad of Ophidians in Deep Strike, as well as the 3-man heavy destroyer with the Burt guns in strategic. And Lane, did you go over your secondaries?
No. So secondaries, I'm going to take kill him, and then maybe get on objectives. So I've got no prisoners, because he's got a lot of wounds out on the table, and we'll get to reanimate some of them. He's got 5 characters, so I did take assassinate. I don't think it's ideal, because some of those will be able to hold back, but I really needed to take at least 2 kill ones. And then lay claim is my Votann secondary, where I have my opponent DJ put out on the table 3 objectives, and I just score 5 points at the end of the game if I hold them at the end. So that's what we got going on.
All right, I think that all that's left is the mighty dice roll. What would you prefer in this situation? You want to go first or second?
Probably second. I think I can see anything to shoot it turn 1. So
all right,
here we go.
Well, your wish comes true. As I roll a 6, and I will be going first. We'll come back after there. You have a pre-move, though, first.
Yep, 12-inch pre-game.
So we'll come back after your pre-game move. So with me going first, Lane decided to just hide a little bit. As you can see, this was the only firing lane I had. So now he's moving his bikes back just to keep him hidden, just so to minimize how many shots I get on him. Is that a word? Minimize?
Minimalize. Yeah,
Is it
it's a word now.
It's a word now. This is what it looks like for the Votann. These scary Necron destroyers popping the veil. They're going to try and take out some of these, take these bikes out before they take me out. Because I haven't shot at them enough time. Ophidians move to center to drop a banner and get a grudge token. My single destroyer put up a banner over here and got a grudge token. And these Scorpex over here put up a grudge token. So we're going to move over to the shooting phase and bring some Locust destroyers onto these bikes and just try and remove them from the field. So a scary finale as my Locusts were getting stopped hard by that 5-up invuln right until we got to these bad boys. Popping the stratagem, the new Annihilation stratagem that allows me to get +1 damage was critical to be able to do enough damage to clear the bikes down to 1. Lane then rolls a 5 for his morale, and at the speed of an instant, he's off the field, which also is beneficial to allow me to not receive a grudge token. So we're going to finish up the Necron turn. It was really easy, no charges. The damage was good. I did roll the guys individually. More about how that all works later and why I'm rolling each of the units individually, but we'll finish off with my scoring. So I do not score Purge the Vermin because of the first game turn. I will get a 3 on Treasure of Aeons, and I put 3 banners down that I don't score just yet. I did not plant any bombs. Even if I did, those would score at the end of the game. So just the 3 on Treasure, and we will move over to the Votann first turn. So Lane's finishing up his movement phase here. What do you got going on?
Bikes are all gone. I just moved these Pioneers up to be inside the building there. They're not on top. They're just on the objective. If I put them up on top, those destroyers down there would shoot them away. And then I moved up my Hekaton so they can get range. I'm just going to, basically, we're going to do a little even trade here. I'm going to try to kill these guys, these destroyers, and get rid of them. And so that's about it. Scooch my characters around a little bit. My call was not in range to give anybody the full reroll, so she gave them to herself. And then the Forge Master gave this Hekaton +1 to hit. And that's that.
All right. And then a keen eye may notice that the the Ophidians in the middle now have a second grudge token on them. That came from the call.
Yeah, the call gave out 2 grudge tokens in command phase. 1 here to bump them up to 2, and 1 here. And then these guys, at the end of my opponent's turn, I pick something that's on an objective, and I give it a grudge token. So they're up to 2 now.
So where are we shooting first?
How many wounds do the Ophidians?
Ophidians are 3 wounds apiece.
Okay. And what's their save?
3 up.
Okay.
I'll have to double check. They might be a little lighter. I know they're a toughness 4, so they're a little bit weaker in that regards. But
just for funsies, I'm going to start with my Forge Master. He's going to put his Graviton rifle into him. He's hitting on 2s. 5-ups auto wound. So we got 2 auto wounds already. And that's a hit. That's a strength 5. What's your toughness on these fellas?
These guys are only T4.
So this will be a 3 to wound. It does not wound. So you got 2 wounds. These are going to be -3, flat 3 damage.
Oh yeah, those are definitely going right through. I'm checking the Ophidians. All right, double check. The Ophidians are a 3 up, so he or 4 up, so that will go straight through. So I got 2 dead, 2 reanimation protocol rolls, and oh, so close, almost got 1. So 2 are just dead. All right, so the Ophidian survives with 1 wound left. Now we're moving over to the Hekatons.
Yeah, Hekaton. I'll start with the SP conversion beamer once, going into this one first. Outside of 15 inches, so each hit counts as 2. He got the +1 to hit from the Forge Master, and the Forge Master makes 1 War Gear strat, reduce its cost by 1 CP. And I'm going to be using the Ymir League specific pulsed beam discharge stratagem. Basically, each hit I get with that conversion beamer will also generate a mortal wound.
All right.
So hitting them on 2s.
Okay.
I'm going to CP reroll this one. Okay. 2 hits. They're not auto wounds. No. So it counts as 4 hits because it's more than 15 inches away. Okay. So that counts as 4 mortals, first of all. These are strength 8. So I assume these are going to be 3s to wound or T5, I assume?
T5, yeah.
Okay, so 3s to wound. Get 2. These are a -3, flat 4 damage apiece.
All right. So you're doing 4 mortal wounds on top of those?
Yes.
All right. So these I need 6s. Nope, don't stop any of them. So you're going to be doing 4 mortals and then 2. So 2 of those hits are 4 damage each.
Yeah.
So that's 2 dead right there. And then you're going to do 4 mortal wounds.
Yep.
That'll kill another and leave a wound in the squad.
So I used my CP reroll there. Okay. Continuing on, I've got the auto cannon on this. This is 6 shots. So I'm getting hit on 2s. All hit. 6s auto wound, no auto wounds. This is strength 7, so it's going to be 3s to wound you. Okay, so you got 4. This is going to be -2, 2 damage apiece.
Ooh, only stop 1. So this will finish a guy off, and that actually, those 2 will go through and take out the squad. So you can just put
2 damage apiece.
back. Yeah, and then
is this an individual? That's the character.
Correct. Okay. Correct. Excuse me, Mr. Lane, would you mind removing your grudge token from the table in the same fashion that you removed my locust? Thank you.
I'm sure I will. I'll need it again. Don't worry.
Where are we going next?
All right, so this last hackathon is going to shoot, and we're just going to split fire all over the place. I'm going to put 1 bolt cannon into this guy. I'm going to put 3 bolt cannons in the Magna rail here, and then the auto cannon into this squad. So we're just going to put shots all over the place.
So after the Votann so meanly clean up this nice little circle of locust destroyers out here for no reason at all, Lane finishes out his turn, and what'd you get for a score?
So far, I've killed 33 wounds for no prisoners, and that's really it. So really just 3 points there so far. Light claim scored at the end of the game. Assassinate. No characters have come out to play yet, so that's where we're at. No bombs have been planted.
All right, so let's go. We're going to go over to the Necron movement phase, and we'll be back after I get all this movement done. And we're back to the end of the movement phase, and the end of the shooting phase, and the end of the fight phase. Let's move to the end of the turn. So my turn was just move a couple units up, move the score pecs up to be in a defensive position, get Locust just get Locust prepared for him to move, and make him have to make some moves. Because if I shoot the hackathons, Lane's just going to ignore it if I put 1 bullet on there. So there's no point in popping the head out with any more of my heavies and losing them early. There was really no extra, it's just not worth it. And I don't want to bring in any more of my reserves. I don't want to lose any Ophidians or hex marks on anything just yet, when I can just have a solid high scoring turn and move on to the next. So one thing I am curious, can I drop a bomb with the flayed ones? I'm going to drop a bomb with the flayed ones. Their objective secured. So flayed ones are going to put a bomb down.
You have to be in my
territory.
Board, and then I don't know if the unit has to wholly be in. I'll check.
Go ahead. We'll check the reading on that real quick. But basically,
no, wholly within your opponent's territory. So the whole unit has to be on my half of the board.
Oh, okay. So no bombs from the flayed ones this turn.
Yeah.
Okay, but it was worth a shot. It's good to talk about and keep that in our mind because, like Lane said at the beginning, it's something that gets forgotten a lot. But there's nothing extra for this turn. It's really just going to be a high-scoring secondary turn and move on with the day. So let's see. I will score 3 on Treasure of Aeons.
Mm-hmm.
I will score 3 on Purge of Burman. And I scored 3 at the beginning of the turn for Banners. And I'm also, my protocol that's enact this turn gives my army +1 toughness. The first turn it was +2 move. Now I'm doing the one that gives me +1 toughness. And now I'm giving Lane +1 turn because he can just go ahead unscathed. No, folks, I didn't use the wrong film reel. We are on to the Votann's movement phase for turn 2. And it was a little bit of movement. Hecaton backed up to cover for Auspex scan, so no hex marks decide to come back and play games with some of his lower wound models. And these Berserks got out, went to center, and to try and unarm my banner and my flayed ones out there.
Yeah, that's the only fun we're going to have here, really. I don't really have anything I can shoot at. So we're just going to have to go. I might have my high call fire her Stormbolter at the. I don't want to make my charge. No, I think I'm probably just going to charge. I can't believe I'm going to have a Votann turn where I don't shoot anything.
Necrons, baby. They mess with every law of the game.
Yeah.
So are we? Is that what we're doing? We're doing a
No, I'm going to fire the Storm Bolter. We'll do
You're
it.
gonna fire just the Storm Bolter from her?
No, because if I kill 3 of them, they have a 4-up armor save.
4-up armor save.
Any invuln?
No invuln.
No, I'm just going to fight them. We're just going to fight.
So we're just going to go right over here to the charge.
I need like a 3 or 4. How you want me to do it?
Yeah, just let's roll right here.
Okay,
That's
6 will do.
6. That's a 6. And as anyone who doesn't know Flayed Ones, I am not allowed to Overwatch. Votann, remove the banner from me and take the center. So Lane, this is the end of your turn. What are you looking at for some scoring?
Yeah, barely anything. You didn't give me anything to kill, so they're only 1 wound apiece for the Flayed one, so it's just 10 kills for no prisoner.
That's a point.
It's a point.
It's a point. All right. Well, let's move. You took down my banner, though.
I did.
So we'll move over to the Necron turn, and I will only get the, again, an 8 on primary and 2 banners and do some movement and have to bring in my reserves. Necrons are now fully on the table. Brought the last of my heavies in over here. I was able to draw 2 of them over to the, what are they called again? I'm sorry.
Hearthkin Pioneer.
The Pioneers, if I need them to, if I don't finish off the Berserks in the middle. My gate spent 2 command points to get my Scorpex objective secured and then moved them in the middle to drop a banner on the center objective.
That earned them a judgment token, too.
Earned very much so. The Locusts pop out to put a little bit of extra fire onto, again, these guys and see if we can't pick them up. And I moved out my Locust Heavies, the last of my las cannons, because if I'm going to shoot at a Hecaton, I got to hit it with more than 1. So we'll see how all this can possibly roll out. And, also a cheeky little move. I brought my Hex Marks in this back corner. The Hex Marks are really not going to do very much for me this game. The best that they can do is try and deny Lane from scoring some points on Assassinate by just hiding him in the backfield. So let's get some shots and see if we can't dent this Hecaton. And this is why I shot with them first, just in case. So now all of these guys are going to put all their shots directly into them to try to pick those guys up. It's going to be 3d3 shots apiece going in with a minimal of, oh no, you're not above 6, so it's all 3d3 shots. Yeah. So you're going to be still going to be a high volume of shots. So
they're 1 damage though, so I'll get a 4-up, feel no pain.
Still going to do these guys 1 at a time, resolving these guys 1 at a time for my own buff.
+1 to hit.
Yes, so if I can kill 1, I need to kill 1 guy.
Yep.
So first one gets 3, 4, 5, 6 shots. 2, 4, 6. And he will reroll 1s inherently. So all hit. Strength 7, looking for 3s.
Yep.
And he will put 5 on it.
5, so their only save is their invuln, so 5-up invuln. Okay, 1 damage apiece.
1 damage apiece.
And like I said, these are 4-up, feel no pains. Okay, so I take 1.
But that will kill the guy.
It does kill a guy. I was
so
going to say,
the next one.
I can CP. I'm going to re-roll that one. Oh, no, okay.
Okay.
I have a bunch of CP.
Now I will be hitting you on 2s. And this guy, 2, 3, only 4 shots from the second one. 4 hits, 3s, 4 wounds. I mean, if he didn't get the volume, but at least he came to play.
5s, stop 1, and again 4-up, feel no pains.
Yep.
Another guy dies, so 2 guys are dead.
And the last one gets 3, 4, 5, 6 shots. All hit because I hit on 2s. And you are not below 50, so I don't wound you on 2s. So we got, it didn't matter, it's 5 wounds.
Okay, 5-up.
Didn't damage the guy. Ooh. So
4-up, feel no pains.
So kills a guy and leaves a wound in the squad?
Yeah, 1 more dies, and then 1 has 1 wound.
So it's putting me in kind of a rough position. I got these 2 left here, and those 2 are actually still kind of dangerous. So we're going to have to try and finish them off. If that means I lose the banner, it might mean I lose the banner and declare a charge with the Scorpex and fail the action. So we'll have to see what happens. So first, I'm going to try and get these Ophidians in there. So we'll try them. They need a 9, so we'll see if they can do it. That's a 3.
3.
I only have one command point left. I don't think that's necessarily worth it. So let's go ahead and... Yeah, you know what? We'll fail the banner. We'll fail the banner. Those guys got to get removed.
You actually get the judgment token once you complete it.
So
the action, so you haven't completed the action. So you don't get the banner, you also don't get the judgment.
No. And a 4 should be plenty, and we'll just bring
I don't know if that's
Scorpex
plenty, sir. Oh, no, this guy would be, yeah.
And then you have this
4.
one right over
this
here.
This guy is almost...
Is
4. 4 is good. Yep, you're good.
Right, cool. So the Scorpex are going to be the one that are going to charge in there to finish him off. Unsurprisingly, the Scorpex cleared the last 2 of the Berserkers. Berserkers swung back and were able to pop one of them with their Fight on Death ability. And we'll move to the end of the Necron turn. So end of the turn, I did get 2 for banners because I had 2 banners. I will get 3 on Purge the Vermin again. And I will get a 3 on Treasure of Aeons. So now we will move over to your Lane's turn when he's got some reserves to bring in.
Okay, this is going to be a devastating turn, I hope. See what the dice say. But I have a lot of targets for a lot of units that can hit pretty hard. And we're just going to see what happens here. Hopefully we kill most of this dirty Necron army. So basically the Hearthkin have the teleport once per game. So they teleport up here outside of 9 of these enemies here. But they'll be able to either shoot these destroyers or the Scorpex in the middle. Hecaton, his intentions are to pick up this squad here, so he's going to put his shots in there. The Berserks came forward and dropped a bomb. I don't know if I've ever placed a bomb in this mission before, so it's an exciting moment for me. The Pioneers that were in reserve came in within 6 inches of the table edge here. Those Pioneers on top of this building over here, they came upstairs, so now they can be seen, but also they can clean up a couple units if anything needs to be cleaned up there. That's it. We're going to start rolling some dice.
All right, where are we going first?
I guess I will start with this Hecaton going into these fellas.
Going back. So going Hecaton into Locust?
Yeah.
And are you using any strats for that?
Yep. It's the Mortal Wound strat again, and I get it for free because the Forge Master is within 6 inches of the Hecaton. So he's got +1 to hit from the Forge Master. He will be hitting on 2s. Each hit counts as an additional hit, and each hit counts as a mortal from the Conversion Beamer. He's putting everything into them.
All right, rolling.
So the Conversion Beamer hit on 2s.
Missing.
2 hits. They got 1 Begrudgment token.
Yep.
So that's 4 mortals. No auto wounds. These are strength 8. So I need 3s to wound you. Okay. So that's 3 wounds. These are neg 3. If I'm within 17 inches, though. Okay. Neg 3.
Nope, don't stop any. He says 4 damage each.
Flat 4 piece.
Oh, yeah. So they're gone.
Yeah.
But on to the next one.
On to the next thing. All right. Forge Master is going to fire his Graviton Rifle and Scorpex. They have a 3-up armor save, right?
Yep, 3-up regular.
Okay.
I am going to spend my... I'm going to spend my 1 command point that I got for the turn to make them -1 to wound, because you have a lot that's going to be going into them. And if somehow I can get them to survive, that's going to be a big swing for my side. So,
sure.
All right. So the Hecaton is...
Okay. Hecaton is going to shoot into these. Let me just double check. I think I'm within range for the auto cannon. I moved. Yeah, it's 28. So we're within range for those. You poked out one of these guys, so hopefully I can pick up that squad. They have a judgment token, so for 1 CP, Ancestral Sentence, I reroll all hits.
So are you putting the entire Hecaton shooting at it?
Yeah, I want to kill them all.
Okay. So I am, again, toughness 6.
Okay. Let's start for funsies with the Magna Rail. Hitting you on 3s. Hits. Wounding you on 2s. Wounds. Not a 6 to wound. So AP4 ignores invulns. Ignores collect cover. Okay. 6 plus 2d3 damage, so it picks up 1.
All right. 1's down. Bloop. Okay.
Auto cannon. Rerolling all hits.
1 auto wound. Yep.
Yeah. And what's their toughness again?
6.
C6. Okay. This is strength 7, so it'll be 3s to wound you. So that's 4 at -2, 2 damage apiece. Ignoring cover.
-2. Oh, 2 damage apiece, so you kill 2 more.
2 more, and then we got the bolt cannons.
And is that it? The last that's left is the bolt cannons?
Yeah, 12 shots from the bolt.
Okay, so I'll pick him up. And how much damage are those?
2 apiece.
Those are also 2 apiece?
But they're going to be strength 6, so I'll be winning on 4s.
Okay. All right.
Again, hitting on 3s, but rerolling all from the thing. We got some misses. Reroll. Got 2 auto wounds in there already. So these are the rerolls to hit. Some more auto wounds. These are going to be 4s to wound you. Ooh, you actually might live here. Yeah, you got 5 at -2, 2 damage apiece.
Yeah, still quite a bit. Nope, only stop one of them. Meaning they're 2 damage apiece.
Yep.
Just enough. Just
perfect
enough.
efficiency.
All right, so not looking too good. I wanted that one to survive, so I could start reanimating. Now we're going over. The Pioneers are going to try and shoot at the Scorpex, who are still on -1 to wound. And you got quite a bit of shots going in there.
First of all, I've got 1 shotgun here that I'm going to put into this unit. Just because if I hit them, I can put a judgment token on them. There's not one there yet.
Okay.
So shotguns into the little 3-man destroyer unit. Rerolling 1s because the call is near. So 2 hits.
No judgment.
Strength 5. So that's 1 wound actually.
Strength
1.
No. Oh yeah, because of that. Yeah. Saves it.
Okay. But I do spend a CP and put a judgment token on them.
Okay.
So they've got 1 now.
And now we go to the Scorpex.
Now we go into the Scorpex. So now 6. All right, this is 18 autocannon shots.
So 2 damage.
These are 2 damage apiece. Yep. Hitting you on 3s, auto wounds on 5s, rerolling 1s because of the call. 5s and 6s auto wound. What's AP? This is going to be AP 1. See, we'll get that. The 2s miss. Reroll the 1s. Call. Those hit. Strength 7. T6 right now.
T6 right now, so 5 still. So still 5s. 5s to wound. Or 3s. Strength 7.
3s.
T6. I'm sorry.
And you're -1 to wound right now, so
yes,
that's 4s?
So 4s.
4s. Okay, these are 4s to wound you. That was pretty good.
I'm going to make this easy on myself.
8.
AP.
It looks like 13 here. It's only -1, but they are 2 damage.
All right, so those are saves. That's a save. So we got 1 dead, 2 dead, wounded guy. Okay.
Yep, and then they get the rotary cannons.
All right, let's see it. How many shots is that coming across?
2 guys are dead, and 1 guy is down to 1. Dead. This is going to be 18 shots, but they're 1 damage.
Okay.
1. All right, these are the rotary cannons. So 5s and 6s auto wounds. Not as many auto wounds this time. All right, I'm going to pick up the 1s because I get to reroll those.
And all the 2s are misses.
Yep. So these are hits. These are my rerolls of 1s. A couple more auto wounds. Now these are strength 6. Right now you're toughness 6.
Yes, because of my protocol.
So I'm going to be 5s to wound you here.
And then yes, because I'm -1 for my thingy.
Okay, that was a pretty good roll there.
And your AP.
I pick up 4 more. This is AP 2, so you got 9 at AP 2.
Okay, yeah.
And then you only got 4 wounds left in the squad. So.
And the AP2 on the 5, so there's that. So like you said, there's only 4 wounds left. Boom, there it is. Scorpex down. Excuse me, sir. You apparently left something behind. Could you please? Yes, that token.
We want to
Thank
keep
you.
a neat and tidy table.
Exactly. But so the good news is we're starting to near the end of this Votann shooting.
Nope, 2 more units to shoot yet.
I said we're nearing the end of it. What do you got left?
All right. So my high call.
That hardly counts as a shooting unit.
Okay, well, that's 3 more then. I wasn't counting her. All right, she's going to fire a bolter into the Scorpex. The destroyer.
For some random reason, the call was able to put 2 damage onto one of them, so I got 1 locust down to 1 wound. Now we're going over here to these Terminator wannabes.
Yeah, the Iron
no,
Here
I saw
Hearthguard.
Salt.
They've got 2 guns, so I'm going to put the Vulcanites into these guys and then the grenade launcher into that last one.
So a couple locusts were able to survive with 1 wound, and then over here the pioneers plinked off a wraith from in the building. A wraith. I'm going to keep calling them that. Ophidians. Ophidian from inside the building, and you said you're going to go for a charge.
Sure. Yeah, I teleported in, so I'm 9 inches away from this is for 79.
All right.
Whee! Nope.
That's
I'll
not enough.
Reroll it for fun.
Nope. That's still
neither not. So.
All right. So let's go to your end of turn scoring. What do we got?
Still haven't been able to kill any characters yet, but I've killed a lot of other things this turn. So we got 56 wounds taken off for no prisoners. I don't know what that all added up to yet, but I think we're over 100 at this point.
So you're at least 11 points now total.
Yeah. And then, late claims at the end of the game, so we still haven't gotten there yet. So, yeah.
All right. We'll go over to the Necron movement phase and see what we can do to answer back. So it might be a little bit of a risky play, but these guys advanced, and I'm able to advance and charge with them for a command point, so they will be trying that this turn. This Locust fell back to try to get a little bit of a better vantage point. And even though I've been keeping that 0 on Assassinate, we're going to have to make something happen. And Mr. Scorpack Lord is coming to whooping a wallop and make some action happen, because we need to push these dwarves out of our zone a little bit here. So we're going to move over into our lackluster shooting phase, and most of my action is going to happen when we start doing some combat damage over here. After nothing really happened in the shooting phase, Scorpax charge into the Berserkers, and the Scorp Lord declares his charge, and he's going to get overwatched. So we're looking at, like you said, full Chapter Master rerolls.
Yeah.
He is a toughness of 6 with 6 wounds. So.
Okay. So they start with the Vulcanite guns, 3 shots apiece. So it could be 15 shots. These are 6s to hit our mortals, and I get full reroll. So start with 3. Full rerolls. 4. He's dead.
Yep. Well, that sucks. All right. Well, one more charger that I have, and I'll just throw it here with the Ophidians. And they're going to fail, so they're not going to make it in. So not a good way to end things up. Scorpax ended up losing 4 in the return volley. Ophidians failed their charge. Scorpack Lord gets overwatched into oblivion and gives you 3 points because he's a character. And we'll end the turn. So I will get 3 on Treasure of Aeons. I will get a 2 on Purge Vermin. So the bomb that Lane planted last turn did not stay due to the fact that he wasn't objective secured. So those guys, the bomb did not complete. What else? We got Pioneers moving up. Everyone's just kind of moving up, pushing on me, trying to shut down some purge points, try and kill some banners, etc., etc. And Call jumped over here, and she's dropping a bomb.
Yeah, paid 1 CP. She's got a teleport crest, so for 1 CP she can teleport. And she's putting up a bomb. And if you want to take it down, you're going to have to come out and play with me.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so where are we shooting first?
I guess we'll do the Hecaton into them first.
Hecaton into Scorpax. All right, have fun with that. So ending out the shooting phase, Locust went bye-bye with to mortal wounds. The Ophidians died to the Hecaton, but barely. Just barely. And 2 wounds went on my Locust Lord behind the wall.
4 wounds. He's got 2.
4 wounds. He's got 2 wounds. My apologies. And now we're going to charge into this little guy here and go ahead and roll it. That's
7
enough.
On
yep. And I'm just going to go ahead. And there's nothing that's going to stop them. Because what strength are they?
They're going to be 16 attacks, AP 3, 1 damage apiece.
What's the strength?
Strength 6.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm auto-wounding you on 5 ups.
Yep. All right, so let's move to the end of your turn and see what you score. So I think you figured it out beforehand. I think you max out no prisoners.
We don't need to add up no prisoners anymore.
Yep.
I have over 130 wounds. So.
Yep. So that's 15 there on the total. And then lay claim still at the end, and you only got that 1 assassination kill so far.
Correct.
All right. Oh, and my banner goes bye-bye. All right, so let's Necron turn 5, final turn. So my Necron movement and Necron turn are going to be pretty simple. I'm falling back. I'm going to take a knee. Unfortunately, I don't really know how the score is looking right now. I'm sure it's flashing up on the screen, and if I was looking at it more, maybe there would be a better play. But right now, this is what feels the best for me. So I'm just falling back. I'm going to take a 2 on Treasure of Aeons for the 1 objective that I hold. I got 2 banners for the turn for the 1 that I still got. I am going to spend my 2 command points to give my Overlord, my Locust Lord, objective secured and drop him back, just so that I don't lose that banner and lose that objective to some cheeky moves from the Pioneers. And that's going to be it for my turn. I got him 1.1 inch away from the wall, so they can't get charged. And I'll get a 0 on Purge. Lane, what are you thinking?
I think I got to see if I can get sneaky and try and pick off 2 characters. See if I can get one of these and one of those. So if I can pick up 2 characters, that'll be good. And then my Warlord's completing the bomb there. She ends in her command phase, so she can still move and shoot.
That's going to help you for your primary points.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see how it goes. All right, so Pioneers moved up and put a bomb down.
Hecatons are going to shoot him. Hexmark Destroyer.
Lane's on all of his lay claim for the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Then over here is where all the action's going to start. So what are we looking at? What are you doing first?
So I guess the only shooting I have is the Hecaton, and then I got 1 bike that can see that guy on the end.
So thank you, cover. The Scorpack Lord was not taking any, or the Scorpack Locust Lord didn't take any damage over here. Unfortunately, that cannot be said the same for the Hexmark Destroyer, who got Magna Rail to the Magna face. So now we're going to go to the charge phase real quick. And who are you charging with first?
I guess I'll charge with the Warlord first.
The call. All right, so we're finishing the game. Nothing happened over here. It just kind of collided with each other. I still hold the objective. It wasn't enough for him to tag in and take it, so it'll keep my banner. Lane got 8 bomb points, as well as his 12 on primary, 15 on lay claim. And so we'll add up the score and see what this all comes back, and we'll be back with the recap. All right, so not a good day for the Necrons. I mean, Lane's dice are loaded, and, he's constantly yelling at me and belittling me, so I just can't. I can't concentrate. I can't focus on it.
It's an angry army. What can I say? I got to play the part. I got to do a little role playing here. I know there's not a lot of role playing in 40K, but when I'm playing squats,
except when you play orcs.
Yeah.
So all in all, I don't know. I got to switch it around. I think I need a night to kind of decompress this army and see what I feel. Look back on the tapes and see. I do feel like there may have been a point that I could have won the game if I sat and did literally nothing. And I don't necessarily like that. I think that that's too easy of a way to be countered. The army, the Necron, this build, the Annihilation, it could generate a lot of points very easily for doing nothing and being uninteractive.
Yeah,
and
Treasure of Aeons is crazy. Even if you just stayed on one of those objectives, you get 10 points. And you take it by the end of your turn. So that's an easy 10, solid 12, 13 sometimes.
I mean, some of it could be the models that I own. Maybe if I did go into a bunch of Ophidians and the Scorpacks, maybe that would be a route to go with it. But I still don't. The lack of the invuln's a little too much.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. In the past, we've played, you've had a lot of Wraiths, and the Wraiths have the 4-up invuln, and it just makes it very hard to chew through them. And so much of my shooting, especially the guns and the Hecatons, AP2, AP3 if I get closer, and it's just putting you on saves, especially when the Hecatons ignore light cover too.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's fun. It's kind of neat to flex on the fact that I do have all these models to just throw. To just go ahead on the willy-nilly and throw these out here and give this a try. I do feel like that 5-up and the lacking of the invuln is going to be tough on this entire army. So I'm going to switch it around a little bit, mess with it, see if I cut some stuff, what other stuff I could put in, and maybe. But
yeah, I feel like right now there's a lot of Marines. Marines got the point cuts, and so people are kind of teching into killing a lot of Marines because there's going to be a lot of Marines on the table.
But
And I
there's
feel
still
like
other armies.
defensively, but I feel like defensively, Army, when I was shooting at it, felt very much like Marines.
Mhm.
Not a lot of invulns. 2 damage weapons were great into them, even though they had a lot of 3 wound models. 4 wound models, the 2 damage weapons were still great into them. So it felt like I was able to chew through it at a pretty good pace. I also played kind of intentionally in that I didn't want to give your shooting the jet bikes, and we talked about this for a minute, but I was glad that I went second for 2 reasons. One, that meant on turn 3, I could bring in my 6-man squad of Pioneers after you brought in your reserves. So I kind of had the advantage of going second there because you had a lot of shooting that would kill the bikes. As we can see in turn 1, you picked up a squad right away.
Yeah.
But your shooting really didn't get into the hecatons very much. Couldn't really damage them. So I had that advantage, and then going second with late claim, being able to get on my objectives at the end of the game, that makes a difference too because I had the last turn to really secure those.
And it did feel good when I dropped in, was able to remove the Pioneers.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I've just slowed you down tremendously.
Yeah, and the veil meant that they were safe and secure back here until it was your turn. And you can veil them up and take the shots and pick up.
It would have been interesting to see what me going second.
Yeah. And your dice were actually terrible too on picking up that first squad. You had a couple of the heavy destroyers that failed, so you're still able to pick them up, even though your dice were below average on that.
So there, and that's why I want to give it a little bit of time to really look back over this and see what, we'll look back over and see what I could have done better. I mean, I think I should have played a little more defensively, a little more cagey with it. And with that being said, just because of your Votann shooting, I might be compelled to put more in strategic.
Yeah.
Bring more on later, and then just bring it on to be able to pincer the Pioneers and stuff like that and remove it. And yes, the hackathons might live the whole game, but then what?
They can only kill so much. Yeah, you have a lot that you can put out there. I think that's a big thing with Arcs of Omen that I don't think people have really talked about, maybe tapped into yet, is being able to put things in reserve for free. It can make a huge difference with some armies. So I think, like I was just saying, I think from now on, I'll probably put at least one bike squad, Pioneer squad in a reserve because bringing them in later is outstanding, especially because I have a strat. As long as you have a judgment token on the unit, for 1 CPK, they can reroll all their hits, so I don't need to put the Chapter Master rerolls on them.
Yeah.
I can still get the full rerolls, even though they're coming in from reserve. So, yeah.
So I'm going to take a look at this. I'm going to probably give this thing a second try because I do like the fact that this taps into a strong 3 secondaries that I can play off of this.
Yeah.
But I need to reevaluate the count. I'm probably going to drop a character.
Oh, one of the hex marks.
Drop one of the hex marks out there. I'd like to keep one of them in there for Gene Stealer Cult.
Definitely.
Because they got some really cute little tech in there. But, I mean, even for Gene Stealer Cult, might not be worth it. Might be easier just to drop both the hex marks and put some more destroyers in somewhere else and get, because that's another thing is that Assassinate, you didn't score that much on it.
No, I wasn't able to get into it then. If I had 6 turns in this game, I think it would have been different. But
right. But with you taking Assassinate, one thing that hurt me on was I'm then less compelled to be aggressive with some of my characters that could do damage.
That's true.
So
if you're already giving up no prisoners, might as well drop 1 or 2 hex marks and add more infantry because you're already giving up a bunch for no prisoners. Might as well deny them
all the way
them Assassinate as well.
Yep. Yeah, so I think that's going to be one route that I go, but I need to go and get some more destroyer models and pick what I can go with. Maybe another. I mean, honestly, probably 3 more Ophidians. They're fast, so that might be a route to go. But there is still. I do still have this Necron list.
Yeah,
I still do have my Canoptic Harvest ready to roll, and that's been fierce, and I've been loving it. This has been just kind of this is the sense of everyone talks about. Now it's Arc of Omens. Now it's time to reevaluate. This is going back, and I've taken anything and everything that I'm not running in my Canoptic list and throwing this all on the table and going, okay, what are some of these other options? So this is one. There's also another army of Renown for Necrons.
Another one.
There's a second one. There's a second one where wraiths can fight on death.
Oh, that was a big thing in this game. Was my Berserks fighting on death, so that's a powerful thing to have
for 1 CP,
and they're really strong too.
And how would you like to have Canoptic Scarabs that reanimate on a 4 or better and re-roll 1s to reanimate.
I would not like that at all.
Well, tune in. Stay, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for notification. I'm going to be bringing one of those lists on here soon as well, too, because I want to try both of the armies of Renowned out and see what they can do and where some play might be with those. So that's going to be my next Necron army, is going to be that one. And again, like, share, subscribe, and tune in for next game. Thank you very much.